Hello everyone, this is Global Government News, and I'm covering an article that I'm going to move down and actually link to, but it's called The Big Chill, Coldest Weather in Over 2 Decades. It was carried by InfoWars on January 6, 2010. This is global warming. What global warming? How? Well, Al Gore explained this, and this is pretty crazy, man, these temps. I lived in South Carolina for a while, and man, that's pretty cold from down there, in the low 20s. And here we go. From AccuWeather, nearly the entire eastern half of the United States is enduring bitterly cold temperatures, not experienced since 1985. Even Florida, which has been hovering around freezing levels overnight recently, is also feeling almost nationwide chill. And I read an article that said that they're actually worrying about the oranges freezing and that. So I guess they're worried about certain crops down there actually and not being able to grow. So it's pretty cold. It'll be a lot like the winters of the 60s and 70s, said AccuWeather.com chief meteorologist and expert long-range forecaster Joe Bastardi. The last time a large swath of severely low temperatures struck the nation was in January 1985. That was the year the Bears took the Super Bowl. Yay, Bears! I'm from Chicago, so that historic Arctic outbreak has below zero temperatures Fahrenheit, stretching from Chicago eastward to New York City, all the way south to Macon, Georgia. And then I'm going to check out this other. And here we go to AccuWeather.com, and just going down here, it says. Bastardi says the upcoming days will bring cold not seen since 85 or 82. He believes this winter is shaping up much that like 1978 to through 1977, sorry, to 1978. That winter, nearly all of the United States east of the Rockies had a cold October, followed by a warm November, with the cold returning in December. What is most interesting in this case is what followed, where the months from January through March can all be classified as very cold relative to normal. If it stays this cold for this long, will the groundhog even want to come out on February 2nd? Wonders Senior Vice President and Chief Meteorologist Elliot Abrams. This winter has already been rough for many areas of the country, with several blizzards dumping high accumulations of snow up upon the plains, mid-Atlantic, and New England. The cold air currently streaming across the upper Midwest into the east and south will only compound the winter problems of the nation, especially since these depths have not been experienced across such a wide area simultaneously in decades. Or Minnesota had the coldest temperature in the United States on Monday, hitting 40 degrees below zero. Other places recorded new record low maximums, such as Bluefield, West Virginia, where the temperatures never exceeded 17 degrees. Over the past 20 plus years, when below normal cold periods have arrived in the winter, they tend to have been limited to one region, according to Bastardi. Temperatures have not been this low since the winter of 2002 to 2003, which is known as the benchmark for frigid conditions in the last decade. However, the cold was not as widespread as what is happening now. With the entire eastern half of the country in the throes of this Arctic snap, this is shaping up to be the coldest winter in many people's memories. And for all those people who may leave negative comments as far as why I'm posting this, I post anything that falls under the radar for the New World Order. And these bastards are trying to pass, well, they tried to, but unsuccessfully, to impose tax on carbon dioxide, which they say in their theory is causing global warming. But after the cold, this cold spell, I'd say last couple of years too. Yeah, last year and this year was pretty damn cold. They can't really call it global warming, so that's why they changed it to climate change. That's the buzzword all the time, and when you meet people that are still for the global warming theory, which I used to be all for, the global warming theory, believing that CO2 was the main driver for climate change. But I've perused over different sources, And now that I haven't been bombarded by straight up propaganda coming from those who want this carbon tax, I've seen the bigger picture and I know what it is and what it's really about. And it has nothing to do with helping to save the environment or stop polluting. Um, and these temperatures here are evident that whatever climate change is going on, it's not getting warmer, it's getting cooler. And scientists have showed that. They also showed that the CO2 levels are actually the lowest they've ever been. So, you know, there's a lot going on with the climate, and climate change itself is very hard to predict. And most scientists that are against it, and even scientists that are in the middle and are unsure, they'll admit, it's hard to even predict the weather, a couple days down the road, let alone say, oh, we're in a period of, yeah, it's cooling now, but it's going to warm up, and it's all due to CO2 levels. And yeah, I don't know how these people can say that, when they can barely predict the weather for the next week. So, but my belief is that we are going through a cold period. It's based off sunspot activity, among other things, which is um, our solar system is going towards the center of the galactic equator, which also has effects that nobody's talking about. Um, we had an axis tilt, polar axis tilt in '98. So these are all these. There's a bunch of things that are going on with the planet and our solar system and our galaxy, which play into what is going on now. Um, as far as temperatures go. So I think it's just ridiculous how people keep slapping these global warming, climate change theories onto the public. And the public, I wish they would just do their homework and see that it's a big scam. So I believe that it is going to get warmer, right? I think that we're going through a cooling period, and I think that in the next couple of years, building up to 2012, it is going to get warmer, and it may even get like warmer than average, hotter than average. But I'm still going to stick with my belief that it's not the CO2 levels, that it is the sun and the cosmic dust forming clouds, and you can look into all that as far as how that works. I don't need to explain this in this short video here, but it may get warmer, and it most likely will in the next couple of years, but it's not because we're emitting any more CO2. Like I said, the CO2 levels are the lowest they've ever been in history as far as recorded history goes. So if you're a climate denier, all I can say is, I've been there with you. I know you want to help and you want to do the right thing, but the right thing is to be an individual and think for yourself, and just look around you, and don't be easily swayed. So thank you for everybody for checking this article out, and have a good one.